Hey everybody, Crash the Party's winner, James Villalobos here. We are in Cleveland, Ohio for the Republican National Convention. We're standing just outside the Quicken Loans Arena. We are starting this week off with an interview with MSNBC anchor Jose Diaz-Balart and Sheriff Arpaio of Arizona. We're going to be talking about immigration and the role that that will have this election season and how it's going to get people out to the polls. We are here all week. I want you to tweet me any questions you guys may have. My Twitter handle is @JamesV_news, and I'll be sure to bring them straight to the delegates on the convention floor. Hey everybody, so we just wrapped up an interview with Jose Diaz-Balart and Sheriff Arpaio of Arizona here at the restaurant. And it was an interesting conversation. We touched on immigration, we talked about drugs, and that's something that the sheriff really wanted to touch on was drugs. Somehow he intertwined both immigration and drugs. Of course, they're not the same thing, but it was a conversation that he wanted to have. And he was convinced that with 27.3 million eligible Latino voters, Donald Trump will win the Hispanic vote. We'll just have to find out. We're at the Latino Leaders Luncheon, which is being hosted by Chairman Mickey Ibarra, where they're hoping to recognize notable Latino leaders who are giving back to their community. Mickey, thank you so much for joining us. You have an incredible story, coming from immigrant parents to working your way up to the White House. And now today, why did you decide to create the Latino Leader Network?
My time at the White House, I observed that there was the diversity of our community. What I observed, however, was also the commonality that we enjoy with our stories. I felt through telling our stories, it would help unify our very diverse community. Right. And 12 years later, I'm here to say it's helped.
So I encourage you to stand for the principles you believe in, but also recognize that the ballot box is the equalizer. It balances the voices of influence.
We Latinos cannot afford to be spectators. We have got to be participants in the development and the progress of our country. And if we choose not to participate, then we unfortunately may suffer the consequences of policies that may not be friendly, may not be good for our community, and may not create the kinds of opportunities that we aspire to have.
What will it take for the Republican Party to unite behind Donald Trump?
Well, we'll see here at this convention today. I think the American people, I think the Latino community, and ultimately the Republican Party wants someone who will unite us as a country and who will be a strong leader.
Why do you think it's so important for the 27.3 million eligible Latino voters to go to the poll this election year?
We will never fully actualize, really realize our political power until we vote. 27 million is a huge number, could make a big difference right away. 13 million is what we're expecting to vote. That is really unacceptable. We have got to do better than that. Now we can blame it on the parties, we can blame it on the candidates, we can do a lot of blame. But the fact of the matter is I think we have to take responsibility as Latino leaders and the Latino community to step up, to really embrace our civic responsibility to get involved.
Your voice can be heard loud and clear if we stand together and participate in the civic process of casting our ballot come November, because it will be a critical election to the future of our nation and, frankly, impactful to the world.
It is about making sure we act, that we participate, and that we vote.
Absolutely. Let that be your call to action. Janet, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
So that's it from here at the Latino Leaders Luncheon. A huge congrats to Gadi Vasquez and Rudy Besada, who received the Eagle Leadership Award. We're now going to head to the convention floor. Let's go talk to some delegates. Earlier today, protests rang out here on the convention floor after anti-Trump supporters were restricted the opportunity to force a protest vote. A roll call vote was what was requested, but instead a voice vote was held. It was then that some began cheering that they want Trump, while others took part in a walkout to protest those who are supporting Trump as the nominee. Tell me a little bit about what happened earlier today on the convention floor.
Well, I think it was built up more than not. I mean, Texas and Utah, some of the people from both those delegations were pro-Cruz, basically, and they just started making a lot of noise, and then the noise from upstairs, from the guests, blended in, and it made it look worse than it was.
Now we see what happened earlier today. There's a lot of division in terms of people struggling to unite behind Donald Trump. What do you think it's going to take to get the entire party to unite behind him?
I think surrounding Trump with good people, especially his vice presidential pick, Mike Pence, will really help out with that to kind of unite the party behind him.
The people are speaking. We want Donald Trump. And let's be united and never Hillary.